Retribution. Retribution.
AEL will rise again from the ashes, forged in flame, glory carved into
Season 3. We're back at it. Tonight's going to be a really good game. We have a double header for TEMPR and Reikai, and then it's going to be TEMPR and another team. But I know TEMPR has a double header for tonight, so they're going to be on for 2 games, not 1. But Bianca won't be joining me for the second game. It'll be just me and another caster on the second game. But you are here now, my love. How are we doing tonight?
It's been a long time, Miss Jenna Freesh. It's been a long time. I don't know where I went. I don't know where you went. I don't know where everybody went. But I'm glad to be back with AEL. And I'm glad to be here on a beautiful Wednesday, halfway through the work week. So y'all made it through half the week. And it's Labor Day on Monday, not just for Canada, but for the States as well. One of the only holidays, I think the only holiday that both Canada and the States share together. So, whoop, whoop.
Labor Day! Hump day! Hump day!
It's a hump day, halfway through the weekday. You said we got TEMPR tonight. That's the double header. And is Reikai the first people they're going against?
Yes.
All right,
yes.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, Ranger
Let us know,
League.
Jenna Freesh.
Ranger League. TEMPR's number 1 in the Ranger League right now. They're going 8-0, which is honestly so far kind of unprecedented. I mean, we see Commando, the team on top right now is Team Sesh. They're going 8-1, so they still have a loss under their belt, but TEMPR is going 8-0, and they have 7 games won, through normal means. They're actually beating their team. They do have 1 forfeit win, but I do have to comment on their score lines thus far. They've gotten 7-0, 7-2, 7-1. The highest a team has scored against them thus far has been 3 rounds. Okay? 3 rounds is the highest number of rounds a team has scored on them, and that is from Apex, which Apex is in 11th. Kind of funny. That was on Nighthaven. And we see Reikai. They're in 7th right now. They're going 3-5. I think actually the updated stat is 4-5. They won another game, if I'm correct. So 4-5 for Reikai. And honestly, overall, I mean, if we were looking at stats, right? If we were looking on paper, just plain out statistics, we know who's going to take it, right? It's going to be TEMPR. However, Reikai, I'm interested to see what they're going to play into tonight. What do you think of Bianca?
Hey, everybody loves an underdog story. I want to see an underdog story. I want to see a team take down TEMPR, man. They've got a reign of tyranny. Taking a look at their statistic, damn, that win percentage on TEMPR is not to be messed with. Beautiful 100%, and we have 73% on attack, and on their defense 69, and their plant percentage 40. Almost every single round they do plant, right? Almost half of the rounds they do end up planting. And unfortunately, Reikai's statistics, I mean, when you're comparing the first place to the 7th place, the statistics are going to be looking a little bit different. Reikai lagging behind slightly. Hopefully tonight this will be a chance for them to get it up and potentially, have a turnover. Be the first team to beat TEMPR.
Yeah, I mean, be the first team to at least score 4 rounds on TEMPR, right? Above 3 rounds, I feel like Reikai can walk away from this and say, hey, you know what? We might have lost, but we did the best performance that any team has accomplished in this league thus far, in this season thus far, against TEMPR. And, might not have been a win for us, but we can walk away knowing that we fought for it, right? So, take a look at Reikai's stat breakdown a little bit more. Their most played map has been Chalet. They have played Chalet 4 different times. They got a win-loss on that of 3-1. They got a pretty good win percentage thus far. Their longest win streak has been 2 games, but they do have a pretty long loss streak of 3 as well. And Bottom is going to be the one to look at the player to watch for this match. Coming in with a 1.18 KDR, a little bit of a low survival rate, but again, not out of the question for a team that is going 4-5, so can't really count those stats too heavily. And the last match that they played, interesting enough, was an 0-7 against Mist Esports. I'm kind of interested to know what happened there. That's a pretty definitive loss to not have won any rounds against a team. So, not sure what happened there. I wasn't able to catch the stream, but hopefully they will not have that sort of loss this match.
Let's take a look at their roster. We got Bottom, Hacker, Zero, Real, and Love. I noticed that their team KD is negative. That's very, I don't know really how common that is, but I would feel like a team overall KD being a negative. Reikai, I hope tonight that they can really show us some good games. These are all their individual statistics, and it seems like all of their survivability is actually not obviously just Bottom, but it seems like everybody's survivability percentage is a little bit low.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to look at their score lines, right? They have very hard fought matches, but the matches that they have lost have been 4-7, 4-7, 5-7, 1-7, even 0-7, right? So they've consistently lost those 7 rounds over and over and over and over again. And when you lose those 7 rounds, I mean, the stat line for each of your team members, it can't look good, right? If you are a team that is consistently losing, you're not going to look good against the team that is the best in the league, right? So we do have to consider that. Considering the fact that they are 4-5, though, I do have to say, not the worst statistics that are out there. So I'm still very hopeful.
Now we can take a look at TEMPR, the team at number 1 with a 100% win rate. And it looks like Cafe will be their most played map. They've played it twice, and they've won both times, of course, with their 100% win rate. A longest streak, probably in the entirety of AEL so far in this entire league, is an 8-game win streak. And Nesty, oh my god, I know Nesty. Nesta. I called it Nesty. It's like the Nesty in Canada. It's like our iced tea. Amazing. I love Nesty. And then they switched it to Fused tea. And it doesn't taste the same. I swear. I'm not crazy. Anyways. Nesty. He's got great KD, nearly 3.0. It's a 2.67. Also, look at their team bans. Their most often team bans. I feel like everything, it's all very similar. Monty, Ying, BB, Mira, Kaid, Azami, very linear bans. Their last game was a straight win, 7-1, almost flawless. It wasn't just yet. But, of course, every game prior to that as well has been a straight win. Whether or not it was flawless doesn't matter. 8-game win streak, they got a lot of pressure on their shoulders, but I doubt that they feel it at all.
Honestly, I mean, when you are a team that is very, very confident in yourself and is very confident in your abilities, I was just talking about this before the match, it's like you don't even need to be looking at your stat lines, you don't even need to be looking at, okay, what's my win-loss, how am I doing in this league right now, other than to use it as a means to perform better, look at what we are doing wrong, where we can improve, etc., etc. But I feel like this team, they just have it down so well that they're kind of looking at being the team captains on a junior varsity team, in a sense. Like they need to be moving up to varsity at this point. They need to be moving up a tier because this team just has such a great performance in this league overall. But beyond that, let's take a look at their roster. They got Geek, Valen, Roxo, Tweety, and AX. And Nesta is their sub, by the way, so Nesta is a player to watch, but unfortunately I don't believe Nesta's going to be playing tonight.
Wow, maybe the first time. Oh, he has somebody who's subbing in for him.
Oh.
Or he is the
then
sub.
AX would be the sub? No, I think he is the sub. I think Nesta is the sub.
Oh my god, imagine. Is Geek the one that's Geek the Freak? Geek the Freak? Yeah, no, maybe so.
Only
we'll
Geek
yes?
TEMPR. Perhaps? Geek TEMPR?
Is it Geek the Freak?
Geek the Freak. We just got confirmation from production. It's Geek the Freak.
It's Geek
the Freak. And
I love
also got at least half confirmation that this actually is the best record that a team has had in the history of this league, going through all of our seasons. TEMPR going 8-0. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, seems crazy, but TEMPR just, I guess they, at the rate that, oh my god, don't tell me we're gonna go bank. I mean, not bank, I was gonna say consulate.
No.
Chalet! Wait, Chalet also happens to be the best map for Reikai. Hey, maybe either TEMPR is, throwing Reikai a little bone saying, here we go, we feel sorry for y'all because we're about to blow through you, or, Reikai's just, they cheekily got away, they slipped away. And so now it's, they're able to play on their home court because they have that's their best map. 75%.
Well, looking at the way that the map bans went, Reikai did pick Chalet. Reikai picked Chalet. Also, TEMPR picked defense on Chalet. So I don't quite think that TEMPR is throwing Reikai a bone. If that were the case, then we would see TEMPR likely going on attack and just saying, screw it, we're just gonna, hedge our bets. But we will be seeing a map that Reikai is very proficient in. So I am interested to see how that's going to affect our gameplay in the first few rounds. But mind you, Reikai is on attack, so it's certainly not the favored side for this team, and this team going up against the best team in the league, and the best team with the best league history. So keep that in mind. Grim and Kaid are going to be off the board.
Let's see who the second ban is going to be. Perhaps a Mira and a Ying. Oh my god!
Hey,
the Ying was right, but
50%.
the Malusi wasn't. Well, they are keeping Mira on the board. I feel like Mira is so versatile on this map. You can use her on any site. Oh my god, are they going to opt to use her? They won't even opt to use her. Really? Wow, I'm very surprised. Even going kitchen and dining, I feel like it's still I feel like Mira is still. This is the one thing about Chalet that I love is because
protect your bombs from being defused
through
by
an entire game, basically every single site more or less will end up getting, well, not more or less, typically every single site, we see the full site rotation of everything. And so I feel like Mira can be used in kitchen. She can be used on the top floor. She can be used on the basement floor. She can be used in gym and not gym and bar, bar and games. She can be used on every single one of those sites. So I feel like to not ban her is one thing. To not utilize her, maybe it's kitchen. That's why. But I'm surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have to think about how is Mira played when you're playing kitchen. Right? Mira is played upstairs, right? So if you're trying to hold upstairs for as long as you humanly can, if you're trying to sort of have a lockdown defense, okay, trying to waste as much time upstairs and then, you play downstairs for the remaining amount of time, then I feel like Mira, yeah, she gets her best use. But if you're not planning on, say, staying upstairs for the duration of the round, or if you're going to only take amount of time, and maybe only use utility to keep out attackers, then maybe she doesn't get as much use. Plus, I mean, we've also got a lot of other important operators on the board as is. Frost and Castle, of course, are mainstays. Warden, not so much, but if you are using Warden for a defense on second floor like that, I mean, it could be very important.
I feel like the Warden could most definitely be swapped out for the Mira. And Mira, I see a lot more played on the main floor, like in that little cubby, hallway moving in from trophy to the kitchen. Right. Anyways,
yeah.
I digress. It doesn't matter. Mira's not getting played. Instead, we're having a Warden. So what it is what it is. Regardless, is the top floor hold very typical, especially in the kitchen area. And so we'll see at the very least. We're gonna have Mr. Hacker already starting to make his way through to be opening up that bedroom wall upstairs, or not bedroom wall, sorry, that office wall upstairs, hoping to start pushing the defenders back slowly but surely.
I like how Reikai had the initiative to walk right in. Definitely had those pre-placed drones. Usage, the drone economy for them is going well thus far. And they're finding their way in. Fortunately, bottom did get killed in the first few moments of that breach, but Geek also went down in those same few moments too. So it's kind of a one-to-one trade, I would say. We got Valen, though, still holding really strong on this office. Gonna pick up another one. That's love going down. on that side. Balcony. We've got another engagement coming up. It's gonna be a Hacker with the diffuser in hand, mind you, playing up for the two players sitting around that master 90. But no! Hacker gets picked off right by Valen in the Frost Trap, and more chaos to ensue.
Now into the last 50 seconds of the round. Reikaivs still having a player down. We'll see if they're going to be able to equalize out that score and hopefully grab the advantage. Unfortunately, they don't have the diffuser in hand, as well as it was unfortunately lost by the Thermite who had died in that frost match. So at the very least, TEMPR, they're in a good position because they can hold this diffuser for as long as they need to. Zero's going to be the one to pick it back up. He's swinging the shotgun. It's going to come out. Coach will be the one to finish him off. And unfortunately from the back, Tweety to finish it out. Not even. Oh, no, it is. Not even from the back. From the vertical holes down below. An unfortunate way to go out. And Reikaivs, they try to hold their own. They can't. That was a valiant effort, but not good enough. TEMPR are going to score the first round quite nicely. But it was close for a little bit.
It was. It was definitely close for a little bit. I think the chaos that Reikaivs caused with that early breach into office was really great. Swung in their favor a little bit. However, it was a little bit too hasty, right? After that, they were kind of scrambling to get into place post-breach to coordinate, okay, how are we going to attack this breach now? And just in that moment, the Frost was in the perfect position, took advantage of the hastiness of Reikaivs, and fully threw the round on its head. Right? You had Frost coming in 1, 2, 3 kills because the players of Reikaivs were simply not ready post-breach to throw in utility. They were not in place to capitalize off of that quick entry into the building. Right? So, I mean, hats off to Frost, but also Reikaivs gotta place a player on that piano window for sure.
No mirror again! Especially on bar, typically you'll see that library hold, the mirror watching, or even having the mirrors in sight itself. One in connector and then one, oh my goodness, a fast entry already. Love making his way. I couldn't even finish my tangent about Mira before Love already made his way through. Amaru, probably the least useful operator on attack. She's got really no utility, just her life, and that's it. And so Love is now taken down, and not just him, but his friend Bottom. At the very least, Love is going to take down one. It's going to be Koshi. You know, right at the beginning. But as I was saying, I was talking about this with my friend. I was saying, what is the most useless operator on attack? Probably Amaru. She doesn't, her utility is just selfish. And, it's not like you really do much for the team. You maybe get an early pick, but that's maybe about it. Fast entry for a fast kill, and Love will leave himself dead, and his teammate, unfortunately, follows behind him. So, TEMPR having that man advantage and a little bit more, as another player on Reikaivs is going to be DBNO to the roof.
Well, how do we feel about Knock, then? How do we feel about Yana?
I feel like you're still able to get more utility out of both of them. They're both, I would say Nook might be the next most useless. But I think that you're able to get good utility out of Yana, like good head checking, or face checking.
And Glaz, question mark? I mean, Glaz does have some use.
Glaz, honestly, I've seen some really good Glaz plays. Very situational, but when it works,
very
it works.
situational. This is true.
Alright,
let's focus back on the round. Let's focus back on the round. We've got a double take from the players in headshot, but it's a friendly fire. Real man coming in with the two-piece, but one of them was your teammate. So unfortunate. Next player up to face Real. It's gonna be Geek. It's a player sitting on the shield, but Tweety's gonna come in from the side on the stairs, almost read by the attacking player, but not quite. What a great round defended by TEMPR.
Your Capital. He had 2 flyer bolts and 2 smoke bolts.
I feel like the idea. The smart decision was to not do what Capital did. They definitely were scrambling, and you can for sure tell that. I like the idea from the Amaru. I like the idea. Wasn't followed up with anything for a trade, so it was certainly an ego-driven sort of play. Like, let's see what I can do, like, when I get in, let's see how I can, create chaos. In my opinion, that is a selfish play. You're not quite looking out for your team. it is nice when you get to throw a wrench into, you know, the team that you're playing against, their plan. However, you know you're going up against a well-organized team that is going to call these things and be prepared for these types of plays. So you gotta be a little bit smarter than that, right? You can't just pull a fast one and expect to get, okay, 1, 2, 3 out of it without at least having somebody following you up in that moment. So good try, but I don't think it was well coordinated enough.
Not only that, but like I said, Amaro has really no other utility, right? So, you know, most of the time you're not really going to have anything other than your one drone that's being used. Her own ability is just for herself, and that's it. The person that he took down wasn't Ella. Ella's utility is all down by the time that the round starts. She's got her Grismots, and she's more than likely to have her barbed wire or whatever else you want to carry with her. She's got everything down. So essentially, you're just trading your own body, but the utility of that person is still going to be there. I feel like it would only really be worth it if you take down a 2-for-1. 2 players at the price of your own life, but it seems like Muse is the first one to go out, and Real's going to follow right after. Actually, very quick succession. 3 picks on the side of Reikai. At the very least, we'll be able to find 1, make it 2, but 2 other kills coming out, looks like from Dark, being able to pick 2 up, or was that a SMG-11 pick? Oh, no, it wasn't. The MP7 rings. And a fast round to close it out. TEMPR looking great for this first half of the game. As for Reikai, not looking too good. But then again, you're going against TEMPR, who is #1 in their division right now. And yeah, it seems like they're #1 for a reason.
And you're also going against TEMPR on their defense rounds. You have to remember that. But I feel like Reikai is not being steadfast enough in their adaptation through rounds. I like this timeout. I like where this timeout is going. I like the timing of this timeout, because you do not want to find yourself on the business end of a 4-0, especially on your attacking rounds. So I do like the way that this is headed. And Bianca, a funny statistic. Why don't you have the floor on that?
This is my favorite statistic ever. Many moons ago, I have been told once by Whiskey Glitter. He said to me, typically about 70% of the time when a team calls a timeout, they end up winning. Reikai calling this timeout has a 70-ish% chance of winning out this round. Typically, that's how it goes when you call the timeout. So this is one of the statistics that you don't want to be on the minority side of. You want to be a part of the majority if you are the team calling the timeout. You want to be a part of this 70 percentile. And so hopefully Reikai will, be able to keep the statistic running and win this round against TEMPR. We're going to be going back to the kitchen, which kitchen was a decent, much closer than the last round.
Located by attackers.
It took a lot longer, and it was a much closer. I think it ended up being a 3v2 before a 3v1, and TEMPR ended up winning it out. But hopefully Reikai will be in the 70 percentile, and they'll at the very least find 1 offensive round to stuff under their belt.
Let's hope that when Hacker pops into Fireplace and says, let's breach this office wall, let us hope and pray that the players of Reikai will be in place. There will be 1 on that balcony, on the office balcony, and then there will be 1 on the piano window. That is how you will dismantle, well, no longer Frost, but whatever player is sitting in office or around office, that's how you're going to dismantle that person, right? Is by having those points of pressure where that person is essentially a sitting duck, right? They're a pincushion waiting to be poked on. Alright?
You're like IGL, eh?
Can do it. Yeah, and you know what? There's something to that.
Put her in, coach.
Put me in. Yeah, put me in. Yeah, see, I'm playing
I think we
chess.
should
Don't
put
play
Generation on the
chess.
team.
Think about that.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is what Reikai needs. Reikai needs a strong, independent, beautiful woman on their team. I think we need Jennifer on the team. This team is missing diversity. We need the beautiful woman.
We need diversity. We need diversity.
I would
Okay,
definitely
love
listen to
below.
Jenna, no questions asked.
Geek. That's the first player off the board. That's your office player, which is actually huge for Reikai. Because remember, last time around, that Frost office player was able to sit and sit and sit and was able to get a 3-piece. So absolutely huge for Reikai to be dismantling that player. Not only that, but that's your bandit player. That person could have tricked that entire wall and left it up to fate for Reikai. But no longer. And we're going to have a Habana and a Thermite being able to open up that office wall, get great angles, and play through to that library side. Or, no, play through to the office side.
Let's see how this goes. Just about over a minute remaining. TEMPR still on the back foot. All I'm thinking about is 70%. 70%. 70%. Here we go. Can Reikai do it? We'll find out. Love, I guess, looking for a couple of, cheeky boogers, but nobody's going to be in the basement at all. Everybody's either going to be on the top floor or the main kitchen floor. 2 upstairs and 2 down in kitchen. So, a little bit split. At the very least, Reikai have that one person to, at their disposal, but eventually you're going to have to start bringing things over. And it looks like Hacker might, start slowly making his way over to this main wall. Here we go, though. Unfortunately, Love going to be taken down. It's going to be a 4v4. Right out, 20 seconds now, and there goes your diffuser. And 1 less player to your disposal. 15 seconds now. The 4v3, make it a 3v2 now. 2 kills coming out, or 1 kill coming out either side. So the plan trying to happen isn't going to, from the long angle, Mr. Zero is going to try and help his teammate out. The bomb is going to continue to get planted, and there you go, it's a post-plant situation. But everybody is dead. Don't tell me y'all asked me.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Pepper's gonna win that out. 3v0.
Did y'all lose me? Did I lag?
That's gonna go to a 4-0. No, we're back. We're back. We're back. And anyways, Reikai, they stagnated. They stagnated on that mid-round. I think once they had that first pick, they seemed to be a little bit slower on the kitchen side take. Right? They had the plan, they had the parts in place, right? They went below, they opened up that kitchen wall, they had the OSA sitting there, but they didn't have anybody moving in and saying, okay, I need to actually be playing this forward, and that's exactly when TEMPR was like, okay, they're stagnating on their time, they're baiting us, they're waiting for us to walk into them, we might as well give them a show. So that's when TEMPR goes, okay, screw it. They start thinking things, TEMPR knows that they have the mechanical advantage, and that's when they're going to win those fights. Right? So Reikai, you have to get players up above to support that execute. You cannot just be going below and saying, okay, let's just push the objective now. Even if above was completely clear, even if, office side was, master's side was totally clear, you still have to have players up there applying pressure consistently to the players in kitchen. Otherwise, you are not going to get anywhere if you're just breaching into kitchen and saying, okay, screw it, let's bait.
Screw it, let's do it.
So that's my 2 cents.
Screw it, let's bait.
Screw it, let's do it.
Screw it, let's do it. They're
These are
in
the
30th
basics.
percentile.
They are. Very unfortunate. Well, the lower 30% of... So, I don't know what percentile... I can't remember percentiles, I won't lie to you. I can't. Doesn't even matter. Oh, she...
Bottom. He's gonna be at the bottom. All the way 6 feet below.
Swapping mags.
As he's gonna get taken out early in Love, nearly he escapes with his life.
Loading new mag.
Skin of hair left on his HP. Tweety ready to swing out when he needs, but won't just yet. He's not gonna get too hasty. He's got his finger on the trigger, but he doesn't have a crazy trigger finger. He's being a patient little G-speed. So at the very least, now Tweety is dead. Maybe you should have pulled the trigger a little bit sooner. 4v4 equalized. Now with a minute 40 remaining in the round, Reikai hopefully starting to make an execute as they're gonna have to try and secure something.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be a little bit quicker than that. I think objectively here. Love gonna pick off Geek. Seems like this Reikai team is a little bit more focused and coordinated this time around, even though they surprisingly did not get the first pick in this round, which honestly hasn't quite guided our round wins thus far, the first pick. Again, another kill. Already a 1v4 for Reikai. This is a very different Reikai than what we've seen thus far. They're able to take that.
Finally!
What happened?
Reikai securing themselves a round. Honestly, I think people were just in the wrong spots at the wrong time. I don't think that Reikai really did like a crazy ambush. They didn't do, like, I didn't see anything really that cheeky. It was just so happened that, like, you know, you're at the wrong place in the wrong time. Happens sometimes. Hey, every team slips up. And so I think that a lot of the operators on TEMPR were just, you know, in a bad spot. Either like getting pinched or like hit from the back.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
So the very least
Attackers
Reikai
have
won't
located
go
a
out
bomb.
with a flawless loss.
Yeah, they won't. Unfortunate.
Deploying mobile cover.
Fortunate for them. Their record has been somewhat
Loading the magazine.
but it's up to Reikai to get 4 rounds and do what no other team this season has accomplished thus far, which is get over 3 rounds on this team.
10 seconds to go.
Can they do it? Question mark. We'll find out.
Well, you know how I always say, you know, this Reikai's best map. Then again, you're going against TEMPR. If I'm actually going to cut them slack, I'm not going to be so mean. But I always say this, if it's your map, if you choose this map, it's not a BO3. It's a BO5, so it's not technically like they picked it. But if it's your map, boy, your offense better be as good as your defense. At the very least, Tweety is dead. One less player to worry about on TEMPR, an early pick on, not even a half a minute into the round. Congratulations, Reikai, for securing that early pick. Are they going to be able to maintain it and actually utilize it? Because a lot of times, the first pick will end up just flying over the head. It won't even matter. TEMPR will be able to hold their own, even with just a 4-player team. And already equalized out, Love get taken out first on the side of Reikai.
Reloading.
It's a very unfortunate player, Aurora, to go down. I feel like Aurora has the best usage from like the middle to sort of end of the round, especially during the execution, and especially on bar and gain specifically. So it is a very unfortunate loss. Not only in the player, but also in the KD. God Love doing great wonders for this team. Hacker. It's gonna be the next player to go down. You'll say Valen and Koshi getting 1 each. That only leaves 2 players, Capital and the Recruit, left up on the board. Zero's going 0-4, having quite a quiet game, unfortunately.
0-4.
Popping off.
Zero's dropping 0
Yes.
kills. You see that? You like that?
Wow. You know what I did?
See what I did there?
I laughed. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? I laughed.
I did. I thought your laugh was so funny. Alright. Anyway,
Zero on the
0
board
is
again,
gonna be
0
0
and
and 5. I'm gonna say 0 and 5. 0, 0 and 5. It's gonna be up to Real to really step up to the field and win it out for his team. Yeah?
Hey, Bianca getting
Okay.
kind of funny with it.
I'm getting a little bit jiggy with it. I'm getting a little bit
kind
jiggy
of
with it.
funny with it.
Anyways, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be in a real tough situation. A 1v4. So I had to pull out another one. You know, I got a little bit excited there. Anyways, won't even be able to take out 1. You know, typically, you know, when you're baiting around and you're, you know, you might be able to find 1. Not that he was baiting or anything, but everybody's throwing their bodies at him. He's getting a little bit overstimulated. So now we're at split.
Indeed.
5-1 for TEMPR.
Yeah. Certainly not
And then
the
did you
spot that
expect it?
Reikai would want to be in. Did I expect it? Honestly, yes. I think I did expect it. I mean, I would be lying if I said that I didn't expect a 6-0. So this is kind of better than what I expected from Reikai. They, at the very least, got that 1 round on TEMPR. Now, at this point, they have to climb their way back up for 4 rounds in succession without hitting that match point, or perhaps hitting the match point and then backs against the wall coming back. So Reikai definitely has a tall order, especially against, once again, the top team in the league.
No mirror ban again.
But they're on their defense. No mirror ban. We do have a blitz ban. Interesting. Also an Azami ban, which we actually really haven't seen too much of Azami. I feel like TEMPR on their defense use a lot of older strats. They pulled out the
I don't even know if
Castle and the
TEMPR, I'm gonna be honest,
Frostblade.
I don't even really know
Attackers have located
what
a
type of
bomb.
strats TEMPR uses. I feel like I don't wanna say they don't use strats, but I feel like they might even just play operators, just the operators that they like. I saw Jagger. I do not see Jagger a lot. I'm gonna be honest. I saw Jagger a lot.
It's definitely
I don't ever really
pocket strat. It's certainly like closer to a pocket strat situation, or like yes, you do have strats, but they are a little bit outdated, perhaps.
They're niche.
Not a lot of their
They're part of
strats
the
had.
community.
Yeah, not a lot of their strats had newer ops in them and or new Chalet meta. But Chalet isn't a new meta either. So I feel like this is really like, it's not out of the ordinary to have older ops being used on a strat. Like, we didn't see a lot of Flash. We only saw Flash 1 round. You know?
Flash?
Anyways. Flash.
Like a flashbang?
No, Clash.
Oh, Clash! I think we saw Clash once.
Yeah, we saw Ice. Yeah, guy said that.
Oh, see. I was a little bit confused. Sorry.
Sweeping perimeter.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Let's take a look
I'll find you.
at Reikai. No Mira, but Mira's not off the board. I don't think we've seen the basement get played yet. We're gonna see a Deimos though. Valen, whatever you want to call it. He's looking for blood. He's thirsty for the Legion. I'm thirsty for you. He's saying.
What?
Does the call up come? Oh no! Love to get taken out from that library window. Unfortunate. So now it's actually going to be Hacker
on the prowl.
who will be the next to follow. 5v3, a 2-man advantage for the boys on TEMPR. Reikai not looking too good considering there are going to be down 2 players. I think we're supposed to maintain this. There's only one person upstairs. It's going to be Real. Everybody else is going to be downstairs on the main floor. It's going to be up to Mr. Real, who's not even really on the second floor. Now he's retreating completely, and it looks like the entire top floor is going to be taken over by TEMPR. They're just taking the space and doing what needs to be done. We'll see how well the boys on Reikai are going to be able to bounce back from this. If they even bounce back at all, at the very least, Tweety is going to find himself dead. Bottom will be there. But unfortunately, Chicken is there to refrag a 4v2. We'll quickly turn to a 4v1, and the attackers on TEMPR will close out their first offensive round. Not just closing out the first offensive round, but securing match point.
I do have to applaud TEMPR on, well, multiple things. But utility usage. Loved the utility. Not even just primary, but secondary utility usage, the gadgets. Also, the drone economy. The drone economy was consistent throughout the round. That's a show of a good team that is taking care of all angles. That's making sure they have their pre-places in set, making sure they get set up correctly, they're very coordinated, they're very organized, right? They have all of the steps down pat. Now it just comes out to, okay, how do we execute that, right? And especially when there's collateral involved, of course things are going to go wrong. You have to have a team that's going to hold it down, and in the face of that pressure, be able to come through. And that is the sort of team that TEMPR is, right? They can consistently perform even when under pressure. I think that's the markings of a really great team that's going to go far in this game and in this pro scene. But done. I'm done with the glazing. I'm done.
Let's see. be
Reikaivs.
this final round, their final chance to take a stand to TEMPR. They've only made it a third of the way through to the impossible. So they need to beat that 3-round threshold. Even just getting that 3-round threshold would be nice, but unfortunately, shots already fired. At the very least, Valent's going to take out one, but it's going to get refragged, and then the refragger is going to also get refragged. It's going to be Zero, who got the refrag and then immediately refragged. 4v3. Reikaivs are going to be down a man. There is everybody actually is going to be on the top. What seems like a top row hole. Nobody's actually going to be on that main floor where the side actually is. See though, as TEMPR are going to start making their way over. They're going to be taking the space on the top floor as well as they should. So they'll see if they can flush out anybody, and there goes one hacker. First one to get taken down out of the 3. It's going to be a 4v2 now. Might just be a 4v1. Love is in a bad situation, and his phone is ringing. Kiki's calling him. Tweety is going to be the one to take him out. And it's going to be Bottom. Bottom's up. He's going to be on the top floor. A 3v1 now as he takes out Mr. Tweety. Make it a 3v2, or a 1v2 now as he takes down Koshi. It's a minute 40. It's not too bad. C4 is going to trick him out. And unfortunately, the Head Wolves are going to be his demise. A great game and a great effort for the boys on Reikaivs, but unfortunately, TEMPR just seemed to be that much better. This team is just absolutely shredding their opponents.
I like how you can tell that this team has a lot of chemistry with one another, and they also have a lot of not just reactivity, but proactivity, right? They have great utility usage, right? Their drone economy is superb, you know? Their positioning is, the foresight of their positioning is great. They have great vision walking into the building. They've got great droning. Over and over and over again. Every time they get an opportunity to do something wrong, they do it correctly. And they're able to react to the shot calling and the calls going on, even through chaos, very well. They're able to hold it down, and they're able to win out rounds that seem like they won't be won out, or seem like the odds are stacking up against them. So I gotta hand it to them. Reikaivs, you guys did your best as well, but you guys did have a few unforced errors, of course, and there were a few moments where, okay, we could get this round, but you just didn't show up in those moments. So, TEMPR, they're gonna take advantage.
They took advantage of them, absolutely. Is there any other way to say that? But then again, TEMPR's taking advantage of everybody. Maybe TEMPR is just a little bit too good. They like you said, they have the chemistry, and they're a well-oiled machine. The best oiled machine probably in this entire league. So that's another, dub under their belt. That's a 9-game win streak. Hello, TEMPR. Do they get anything special if they go the entire season without losing? Maybe. No?
They get
maybe like a little handwritten letter. Yeah, handwritten letter from Kylo. Oh, whose little G-Spin is that? Little kitty cat.
It's my G-Spin.
Ah, so cute. Oh, it's so cute and fluffy. Ah! Oh my god, adorable. This little neck chunk. Oh my god. Anyways, maybe they get a handwritten letter from Kylo being like, thank you so much for participating in AEL. You guys are ready for T2. Go on.
Well, they also get a big smooch from Kylo, too.
Oh, but Kylo be giving it to the whole team? That would be beautiful. A big camera from Kylo. Kylo at the very final stream, like when TEMPR wins their final game, they'll be like, okay, TEMPR.
Big fat smooch.
This one's for you guys. I'm a little nervous right now.
So stupid.
I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna kiss you now.
Okay. The next game is gonna be U.S. Army Esports versus TEMPR. Again, we do have a doubleheader for TEMPR. So, this is not the last that you have seen of TEMPR tonight, even. But I feel the next match will be a little bit more even in just not only on paper, but also in gameplay, because I have seen US Army Esports play. They do seem to be a more organized team, I would say, than Reikai. So hopefully we get some good gameplay out of that. But this is Bianca. She's taken off. And
I'm signing out, guys. I'm sorry. Jen, I'm sorry! All good. Anyways, I'll catch you guys another day. I don't know the next time that we'll be streaming me and Jenna Freesh together, but, you know, I'll be saying goodnight. Thank you for having me, guys, tonight, and good luck to TEMPR and U.S. Army on the game that's to come. And thank you, guys, for being with us today. Beautiful Yawn, and oh my god, beautiful Jenna. She's so gorgeous. We'll be seeing y'all. I won't, but she'll be seeing y'all a little bit later. All right. See y'all in a few for the next game.
everybody, and welcome back to AEL Season 3 Retribution. My name is Jenna, and we are back with a double header for TEMPR. They're going to be going up against US Army Esports, but I'm joined by a new caster, Milo. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Obviously, for me at my time right now, it's not night anymore. It's full on day in the morning, 2 a.m. for me. But it's going to be a great game. I love to get and see TEMPR play. Obviously, the last time I got to see them play was actually the finals, and they had a great game there. So I'm hoping for another great showing.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this match. I mean, before we really get into it, I'm really excited for us to, spoiler alert, to not be on Chalet anymore. We will not be on Chalet. We will be on a different map. We'll get into that in a moment, but let's look at the standings. Let's look at where these teams are placed so far. So,
Yeah, very exciting to see. Obviously, you look at it here, TEMPR, they are doing a great job, obviously, in their standings being first. But USA, they're also up in the mixture. They have the only difference, really, obviously, there's a loss on their side and an overtime win.
yeah, and also the US Army Esports is behind one game, technically. They've only played 8 games, so that also plays into their standing as well, whereas Miss Esports has played 9 games. So, should US Army win this game against TEMPR, they will definitely shoot to second place at the very least. Or perhaps if they lose, they're probably going to either stay in third, or if Corvus Corps can manage to win a few more matches, they might end up getting bumped to fourth. But it seems like US Army at this point has pretty much secured, at the very least, third place. So, looks like this game is, it's just going to be 2 great teams going at it. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be such a fun and great game. Obviously, here are the team's stats. You look at the side on, obviously, TEMPR. They've got 100% win rate. But what I'm liking to see from their side is their attacking win percentage. You see how often they are able to win attacks. They actually have a higher attacking win percentage than defending. I think that's where a lot of teams struggle in these lower leagues, is how they are trying to attack, obviously adapting to what the defense throws at them. Because most teams, like, they were able to sit down, defend, and play passive. But when it comes to their attacking, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to adapt to what the defense throws at them.
And I mean, also on top of that, you have to remember that looking at that round differential, huge, by the way, they have very, very high round wins. Like, they've got 7-2, 7-0, 7-3, 7-2, 7-1, 7-1. So it is natural that, especially if they are not the team that picks the map, they are likely going to pick the side, which is defender for most maps. So seeing that, I feel like if they're only playing 1 to 2 attacking rounds at most, then yeah, their attack win percentage is probably going to be pretty high, especially because they're already on a streak. Their momentum is high, their chemistry is high. They're not looking to lose too much at that point. But again, I do have to hand it to them. 76% win percentage does not lie on attack. This team has been great so far. And in that first match that they played up against Reikaivs, no different, right? Very consistent showing on that 7-1 win.
Yeah, they definitely looked dominant in that last game. And now looking at their overall team and player stats, so the player to watch for USA is Pin, which I know by stats he is, but I'm going to have to disagree with the stats because I think the player to watch is, and it's mainly because he hasn't played a game yet, I think it's going to be Palpatine. I think Palpatine's a great player now coming into the team. He was listed down as a sub, but he is playing tonight. Same with iFight. I think both of them are top quality players who could definitely make a advantage in this server. Also, another thing that I didn't notice about on their last chat was they had gotten the bomb down in 51% of their attacking rounds, which is great to see because a lot of teams will always try to go for those kills. But I think the main seeing of a great team is where they go for their win con and get that bomb down.
Absolutely. I mean, this team is a very objective-minded team. They play for the round. They don't play for TDM. They don't play for themselves. They play for the team and they play for the win. And that also is the markings of a great team, right? To know that you have to take a step back, to take yourself out of the equation and say, hey, I need to do this for the team, rather than saying, okay, I'm going to go ego this, or I'm going to go peak that, or whatever it might be. You know, I really love that this team manages to stay together no matter what. And we saw that last game as well. But let's look at TEMPR. Oh, well, actually, sorry. Let's look at US Army. Let's look at their team members. So, MCQ2, Pin, Louis, Fighter, and Palpatine are going to be in tonight. Now, you said that Palpatine and Fighter are the players to watch because those are subs. Do you know anything specific about these players where you're like, oh my gosh, these are like amazing? Like, have you seen their performance, or like, what's your evidence, I suppose?
I've seen Fighter perform against the top teams. Obviously, most recently he was actually in Blitz, the T3 league. I think he performed great in there. And Palpatine, he used to be on, I'm pretty sure it was Invictus, and he was a great player for them, nearly getting them all the way into Element 5, but just falling short to a team which lesser known, who eventually then I'm pretty sure went on to get protested. But each debate stayed to them. But if he made it through, he actually would have faced TEMPR in those qualifiers, but he didn't make it that far. So he may have been able to gatekeep the team he's going up against. I think both of those players have proved it in big leagues, in like T3, T2. So I think they are great two players to always look at.
So, as we move on to TEMPR, I also have another question to follow that up. Do you think these teams, I mean, I would consider us in this moment, T3, T4, this league, I would say it's leading towards T3, especially with the competition we've seen this season. Do you think these two teams are T2 quality?
I think TEMPR is also, we saw a rough showing in Element 5, but a team has to be the worst. There's always got to be a worse team in Element 5, and I think even getting to that point will show you that they're of that point. And I think as well as when you get that experience, when you're able to then scrim and play against these tier 2 teams, these higher level teams, it then will push your levels up higher. And I do think the pickups they've been able to get have also helped them after Elements. So, for example, I'm pretty sure Koshi will be playing. Obviously, it says Nesta here is their top player, but I'm pretty sure he was dropped from the team. He's now been replaced by Koshi, and I think they are a very good quality team. We've seen them being able to get to finals in Mukbang. They're currently in the final, and I think here they are running through the opposition. I think they are definitely of that caliber. USA, I don't know yet. I haven't seen them fully play a lot of games, so I wouldn't say at the moment they have that quality of like star power. But I think definitely TEMPR, they are a T2 caliber team.
I love that response. That was really great. It honestly shined a light for me on the players, because I'm not as knowledgeable on the individual players, but it definitely seems like you have a lock on their history, which is great knowledge walking into this match. So, of course, we saw the player to watch was Nesta, but of course Nesta will not be on the roster tonight. Like you said, it's going to be replaced by Koshi. So we got Geek, Valen, Roxo, Tweety, and Koshi, the last player there. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is Koshi's now second game in with this team. I believe it is, because 8-3, I think that's a 1-game stat markup. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, I believe this is the first game that Koshi has played. So now this will be the second game that Koshi has played in with the team. I mean, in this league, of course. Looking very sharp so far. Love to see it. Do you have any thoughts moving in?
I've got to say, I think it does hinge on how well he plays, just because I think you bring in this new player, you want him to hit the ground running, and maybe if he does not do as well as you think he's going to do, maybe they'll put like a little bit of doubt in the rest of the team minds. But they all are experienced. They've been playing with each other for at least a month now, so I feel like they've gotten the small inconsistencies out between all 5 of them. But still, that there may be just a little bit of like miscommunication or just chemistry issues that could come off that USA could definitely find a weak spot on their team.
Great response. So, let's take a look at map bans. As we move closer to our map, we see, like I said, I already spoiled it, right? Chalet is going to be out of the map pool. The funny thing about that is actually TEMPR decided to ban Chalet, which really funny. I think they just didn't want to play Chalet a second time tonight. But Nighthaven, Nighthaven's going to be the map of choice for these two teams going at it, and interestingly enough, it looks like TEMPR is taking US Army Esports on their best map pick, right? Because US Army Esports has won 3 matches on Nighthaven thus far, and TEMPR has only won 1 against Apex in a 7-3. So, and mind you, last match also was a Chalet game, which was Reikaivs' best map too. So are we seeing a trend here, maybe?
I mean, it's also got to see that US Army, you've said it like that, they played it 3 times, which means they've got a lot of game VOD on them. So that means TEMPR are able to watch so much of what they're able to do on this map and then counter-strat against them. One thing I do love that TEMPR did ban out is going to be Lair. I have seen them play Lair so many times, and I've never, in the nicest way possible to TEMPR, I've never seen them play that map well. So it's great to see them at least ban that map out, but I do think, obviously, like you said, they played against Chalet and they beat Reikaivs, their best map. They're playing against US Army's best map, they beat him again. And it's something that good teams love to do, is play against the other team's best map, not only to show that, yes, we are the best team, maybe a little bit of an ego challenge, but also because of the fact that there is so much VOD on them, they are able to counter-track so well on it, and then they can prove that they are also a top team on this map.
Honestly, I hate casting Lair. That's my hot take. I hate casting Lair. I think Lair is a nightmare to cast, and not only because I'm not very knowledgeable on Lair as a map and how it's played, which, I mean, skill issue, but also, I just don't like the layout of Lair. I don't know, like, what are your thoughts on Lair?
Oh, I love Lair. I'm going to be honest, I think it's a top 3 map in the pool right now. I think the way you can take it, I think the defenders you can do, and I think it's just I think it's great for both sides. I think it can either be attacker or defender decided by the way people play it. I think there's so many great takes you can also do on it, whether it's with the middle floor bomb sites, the top floor bomb sites, I've taken like operational, I've taken gallery. I think both are great takes for top floor. I'm a lover of it. Most of the time to learn the callouts, or to, even if I don't know a callout, I just stare at the bottom and be like, okay, so where's this player? Okay, that's going to be the callout.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like the devil's advocate there. I like the devil's advocate.
I mean, cast is always agreed. It'd be a bit boring, you know. We always got to go back and forth and like, you know.
You know what? Yeah, I totally agree with you. So, U.S. Army, they pick defense. How are we feeling on that? U.S. Army picks defense. TEMPR is going to be on attack first. How are we feeling?
Normally, I would say it's definitely in the favor of US Army Esports, and I'd still think it is just because how defender side of Nighthaven is. But we saw that TEMPR were better at attacking than they were defending. So I would definitely think that TEMPR could really come out of the gate swinging, maybe get like 4-2 half or 2-4 half that they normally want, getting those 2 attack rounds, or maybe even one step further, getting that 3-3 half. So then all they need is those 4 defenses to win out the game. I think TEMPR, if we see how good they've been attacking in other maps, they could definitely come out swinging and cause an upset here. Or I guess upset on the side selection, not upset in the game in general.
I'm gonna put 5 doubloons on a 3-3 half. 5 doubloons. 5 big ones.
That's a lot. That's a lot of doubloons. I don't know if I've got that doubloons.
Well, you better start saving, buddy, because it's on the table right now. Okay, and we're betting.
I'll save up.
This is a betting game. All right. 5 doubloons on the table for a 3-3 half. I think that's pretty true to form for TEMPR. And honestly, I'm excited to see U.S. Army on their attacking half. I'm excited to see how they adapt. I'm excited to see their organization as a team, and I'm excited to learn about their chemistry as a team as well. I mean, this team has performed very well in this league thus far. Unfortunately, I haven't really gotten much of a chance to watch them, but stats don't lie, right? Even on paper, it tells a very compelling story in the way of 7-2, 7-4, 7-1, right? So we're seeing consistent wins from this team. And so I'm hoping they're going to pull out something interesting once they hit their attacking rounds. I mean, whether it be 4 wins on their defenses, or 3 wins, or even perhaps 2 wins, right? They're going to have to be prepared for that possibility of okay, we're gonna have to win a lot of attacking rounds. So I'm interested to see that piece of the game.
We're underway. The bans are going to be coming up to us quick and fast, and I think there's so many bans you can do. I think Clash is a good ban, Valkyrie's a good ban, Mira's a good ban, and same with the attack demos. Maverick, I love the ban, but also I don't like the ban. I think banning the other hard breaches and forcing into the Maverick is more effective, just because how easy C4 picks are currently on the Maverick. But I get it, obviously Maverick's such an easy way to open those breaches, especially if the attackers do not ban out like a Bandit or a Cade. They'll be able to keep both of those external wall denials opened up, and then the other two bans are going to be, not surprising, Black, but obviously get one of those shields out, and then obviously get one of those wall denials out.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what you said about forcing the Kaid ban, right? Perhaps that Maverick ban forces the Kaid ban, because at that point, right, TEMPR is scrambling. They're thinking, oh my god, Maverick has been, taken off the board. We have to do something to at least one of these hard breach denial operators.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
Right? I mean, there's multiple up on the board. I mean, you've got the Kaid, you've got the Bandit, I mean, technically you have the Tuberel as well, but I feel like Kaid is probably the most important, especially with those electro claws from distance, and the fact that you can trick them. It's definitely a power that you do not want to have to go up against if you're TEMPR.
I have to agree, especially with obviously this site especially, because of the fact obviously when you put a K-core down you can hide it, and it's a lot harder to get, but with this, you can just send an Ashe to that storage window, Ashe charge it up, and then you at least get either one or both of the batteries down by just using a single Ashe charge, and then you can get that wall open for free. And especially with these breaches, at least on the top floor, you cannot bandit trick them, because of the fact there is so much vertical that the attack can establish to just stop you, and as soon as you go for that bandit trick, it's a free pick. But I love the blitz coming out, because he is so strong for not only taking the rafters quickly, but also taking, you see the position the warden is here, taking that water stairs control quickly too. Palpatine aiming up for that free pick C4. Will he find it? It doesn't look like anyone is going to be wandering into his area, so I think he will not be able to get that first pick early on. But so far out, the attackers have done well. But no, he just gets a jump up pick, and that is one of the hard breaches down early. Luckily though, they still have, never mind, I was going to say they still have the ace, but they've also lost the demo, so 2 picks quickly going to US Army. An aggressive start from them.
And a double kill for Palpatine right at the end. Was that a one tap?
I hope it was, because that's going to be going into a clip.
I think right at the end of that camera angle, we saw a one tap. Huge kills for Palpatine. Definitely the player of the round. I mean, triple kill. Back to back. Insane impact kills, by the way. Coach is the last remaining player up on the board for TEMPR, the shield player of all people. Very unfortunate, curious position to be placed in at this point, and I feel like all is kind of lost for TEMPR. Very, very dominant round for US Army. I love the fact that they set the pace early with Palpatine getting that really aggressive peek out on, I believe it was Geek? Was it? Yeah, I believe it was the Thermite, correct?
Yeah, it was Geek.
Oh, huge. I mean, you love to see it, right? You love to see it.
Now it's all up for the new boy, trying to get the pick, but he's got a guy running above him, he's got a guy below him. Palpatine edging for his 4th pick, but missing the shots on the blitz as he turns around, doesn't land either. As Koshi somehow gets a jump. What? Huh? No, don't do this. Is he gonna win it? No. What? No. End the game now, because Koshi has just ended it for us. What a 1v4 on the blitz. They ego chowed him too much, and he's allowed to win all 4 gunfights. What have we just witnessed?
Cut the cameras right now. Chat, what did we just see, chat? Chat, is this real chat?
I don't know. You saw when the cameras came on, I was all the way back in my chair just... Yeah, I saw, I was like, okay, they're chowing him, they're gonna kill him, like, they've got so many people around him, they'll get the refresh, okay,
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Okay, he's got all 3, but the warden's
shot.
Warden against Blitz, that's a free pick, but... Never mind, and then he dies. Well, to be fair, when you're a new player, you want to hit the ground running. Koshi's done that. He's just clutched a round for them. Maybe that's how TEMPR win their attacking rounds.
It takes a special group of people to whiff on one, all 4 people to whiff on one person. Guys, what are we doing, guys? Guys, what's happening? They had such a strong start too. I was about to be like, oh, I applaud Palpatine and such a great.
I thought I was an oracle. I thought, oh look, Palpatine, first round in, I said he was the player to watch, and he's cooking right now. He's about to get his 4K. But maybe I was a little bit off the mark. Maybe Koshi's the actual player of the match so far.
We eat our words as casters, so there's that.
Throwing Selma. Get ready for the breach.
That. Is this a rush? Question mark? We got a lion on the board plus the blitz and wait. Very well might be.
Yeah,
Can I
first
see it,
pick
please?
this time
Can I
goes to
see-
favor of TEMPR though.
See the blitz playing in from Osborne? He's gonna pick up one, but that's Koshi. Find the refrag. That is definitely an Aqua Rush. But smoke canisters are coming out, forcing TEMPR. You have to sit back and kind of rethink their angle here. And force them to slow down.
One loving
a
though
little
from
bit. Just
TEMPR
skeptics.
is,
Yeah?
Swapping back.
I was gonna say one loving right now, and you don't see it a lot from the lower level teams, is they get that pick and then they push back, they slow down. Instead of where a lot of teams would continue going and maybe push too quickly and give up the picks, they stop, they go back, they see what have we gained from this, what can we now do, drone out, figure out what these last 2 players is, and then play as a team and win the round out. You see, they've gone back after that quick, and they've gotten the breaches open. They've put some more pressure on the defense, and they're trying to just slowly push them into a corner, so then it's free picks for them.
Cover me. Reloading.
I like the fact that TEMPR knows how to use their bodies in a way that is very meaningful to the objective as a whole, right? They know how to do the trades, they know how to do the refrags. There we go, Koshi. Getting out the round. Yeah, I mean, TEMPR on all sides, they know how to play a numbers game, which is so important, by the way, that you're not allowing your sort of personal ego to get in the way of the objective of the round. But wow. Guys,
You may be winning
I
the
don't think
blues,
we've
'cause TEMPR, they've
recovered.
already got
I
2
still
rounds.
don't think we've recovered. I sincerely don't think US Army can recover that mental chalk in a single round.
Attackers need to
I don't
locate
know.
and defuse
That
bombs.
second round was done well before it began.
New feed active.
We're going on XO.
You're right. And I
Bottom
think
floor.
Deploying
What are we excited to see this round? I'm excited to see a Ram. That's what I'm excited to see. It doesn't look like we're gonna get it though. So I'm interested to see how TEMPR is going to take
Chicken
this
Joe's on the.
path.
It looks like Chicken Joe's changing to the Ram.
Okay, okay,
10 seconds.
okay. We love to see it.
Camera feed up and running.
Reinforce the wall.
I love a Ram.
Uh,
I think Ram is one of the best operators in the game right now for bird control. However, the team that plays the Ram needs to, one, not let her
Camera in
die in the
position.
first minute, which I've seen way too many times in this league. And number 2, you need to be able to get control before Ram plays a gadget, which is exceedingly hard for some teams just as much. But I feel like
I
TEMPR
think
has good
honestly, you
grasp
could
on
have
her.
stopped it Ram being one of the top operators in the game, because I think her ability is useful for any site. She's got the R4C, which I think every fragger in the game, or every player in the game knows that gun's amazing. And then also flashbangs, which are always useful as well. So I think, genuinely, I think Ram is one of those kind of like underrated operators that not a lot of people be like, oh, they're one of the best, but I think generally, she is a really good operator. But the question is Blitz going to expect this person ratting behind the little cabinet?
Perhaps yes, perhaps no. Perhaps no is the answer to that question, but chaos will in fact ensue. A lot of firefights going on the top floor. Looks to be with TEMPR not coming out quite successful in that one. But hey, you still have the Ram up on the board. That's big news for this team. And you've got Pin, MC, Palpatine up on the board just as well. Unfortunate that the Legion is off the board. That definitely is a operator that you want to keep up with time. But ultimately, not the worst operator to go off the board. Now you've got somebody to watch you those Valk cams for you.
Definitely. And I think a great thing we just saw, so Pin got a double kill, was put down to basically 1 HP. But he's on the perfect operator. As soon as he realizes he's done his job, he gets away, keeps his life, and then gets back to site, and then goes back up to full HP. He has 2 health bars basically, and I'm pretty sure his other Scopus shield is still up, and they don't have claymores, so he could go for a very late round flank if he just switches back to the drone, goes back up, and then is able to flank them when they go for that execute. I don't think that's what he's going to be planning for doing, because he probably expects there to maybe be a claymore, despite obviously not having one. But they're going for this Animus execute, flashing out, and they're going to be trying to plant in this pillar position, and he's been able to get through, so he's actually got a safe passage to maybe try and plant here.
Oh, it's Geek to go off the board, and right after Palpatine clean up the final kill of this round. What great crosses being held by US Army. They definitely locked that last portion of the round down. And I agree with you. I really like that. I didn't catch that Scopus that Scopus play because I honestly am not very knowledgeable on the operator itself. Scopus is a relatively new operator, and I feel like I was wondering, I was like, what? Like, how did they get their health bar up to 100 after being on 1? But that is a really smart play to have the roamer be the Scopus if you want to have that player get back up to full HP post firefight. Honestly, US Army, they played their cards right in that situation.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I now know that as Blitz is banned, that they won't have to deal with the Blitz anymore, so I'm very interested to see how the rest of their defense rounds play out.
To be fair, Blitz being banned was the biggest non-surprise of all time. It's like, oh wow, they've banned Blitz. That's not crazy at all, because basically 2 rounds TEMPR have won have been because of that Blitz. Hoshi has been doing a masterclass on how to play a shield. Let's see if they can transfer that skill onto the Monty, but looking at this lineup, I love seeing the 2 round the Blitz combo on making sure they keep those breaches open. It forces TEMPR to have to send someone now below, where maybe your time will have someone ratting as well to try and get that buck pick from below. The thing is, they don't even have a buck, so it may have to be the Ying, who I just saw for a brief second. Chicken Joe is using the Ying shorties, where you get to see that beautiful gun fire out here.
You're a big fan of Ying's LMG or AR?
I mean, she's got a great gun selection. Obviously, her pistol's good, her LMG's good, and then obviously the shotgun, I think, very much made popular by Spirits, but he has shown why that gun is a great meta gun that you can always use. The Bandit has been not shot off, but blown up basically by the Zofia impact charge, so they can at least open up that left side of wall. It'll be slowed down a little bit if the 2-barrel decides to use his canisters over on that side, or maybe he'll save them to try and just stop that connector side being opened up.
I like the way that TEMPR is taking this attack thus far. They're being cautiously optimistic with this Raptors control right now, especially with that Monty sitting up on the bottom side of Raptors, trying to call out the places of the defenders sitting around. It's going to give TEMPR a lot of info that they need walking into the rest of this round, trying to get control of IP, trying to get control of Raptors, those powerful positions as they walk into that objective. Right? This is exactly what TEMPR needs in order to initiate that bomb getting down. Speaking of the bomb getting down, Geeks going to be taken out, unfortunately. And that's your diffuser down already. Chaos. Absolute chaos ensuing. It's already a 2v2 with now TEMPR holding control of Raptors with the Zoe and the Monty on the prowl. You still got Legion and that recruit left up on the board, so definitely a few lines of defense for US Army, but not too much. TEMPR coming in, swinging, especially with the shield, is going to prove a huge difficulty for the U.S. Army team to have to go around.
I was going to say another positive, they still have that C4 for maybe to stop in the front. But as he pushed down the needle, he puts down his shield, and it's a free pick. Valen does his teammates back, did not have the crossfires, and he doesn't even have the next pick. I was going to say, but maybe he gets the pick back, but no, the Legion somehow flicks, takes him down, and that is a second round in a row for US Army Esports. They are bringing this back slowly, but now they have to go to their tertiary site. It's going to be one of those middle sites. Kitchen. Interesting. Normally seen as the fourth bomb site, and I think there is a reason for it. I think, in my opinion at least, it's a very weak bomb site. There's so much vert you can get established on it. There's so much you can attack it horizontally, you can attack it vertically. You can even get, I think you can get, no, there's no vert you can get it from below, but there's so much vert you can get on it. There's so much where you can just attack from it. And I think it's just very hard to defend, so I'm surprised we're not seeing the storage bomb site come out here.
What I love about TEMPR as a team is the fact that they're multifaceted in the way that they attack, right? So they have a lot of options, like you just said, right? They can attack from above, they can attack from horizontally, they can, go from windows, they can, so many different options for them to play through, and sometimes that actually confuses teams more than it helps them, right? Having too many options can always be an issue for these attacking teams. So, I love the fact that TEMPR, they know how to utilize their options to the fullest, but they also know how to commit to an option when it's necessary. We've seen that multiple times in their attacking rounds so far, and I'm excited to see how they use that sort of skill this round.
Definitely, it'll be interesting to see. Another thing also, going back on what you're talking about their attacks, another thing I also like about TEMPR's attack is the fact that they don't always go like either they rush instantly and they go fast and they continue going fast. They don't when they start slow. It looks like when they actually want to go for something and when they go for it as a team, they explode as a unit and then they all go for that same thing. Sometimes it doesn't work. We saw in the last 2 rounds, it didn't work there. We saw them expose a team and they just lost the gunfight. And sometimes that will happen on your attacks. Again, this is an FPS game. It will come down to your 1v1 gunfight sometimes, and if you lose them, you will just lose the round, and that just, even the greatest game plan can lose it to just a player hitting the most insane of shots, and that maybe is what happened in the last round. But I just love how TEMPR are able to, you see here, they take the map slowly, they know what they can take, they take it quickly, and then they'll explode for their execute as a team.
And that is extremely hard to defend against, by the way. As somebody who has played comp against teams who can play like this, I mean, excruciating tough to play against. It forces you into such a precarious position because that momentum just gets stacked against you again and again and again. Speaking about momentum, US Army, you're going to take care of Geek player with the most off the board. And mind you, there is no RAM on the board either. So Vert essentially has been cut off at its knees, but you do still have 2 breach charges from the basic player. So that's not gone. But speaking of Ace, hey! Speak of the devil, Palpatine's going to take care of that. MC as well with another kill. That's already a 5v2 for the team of TEMPR.
Ooh, US Army, they look so good, and the thing they do great on the early round, I questioned the bomb site, but they were perfect with it, because of the fact they're always able to control the tempo in those early rounds. We saw again, which was iFighter, he was able to get the pick up for the vert by just being aggressive and always taking the gunfights at his own tempo, at his own speed, and was perfect for himself. You saw here, you took the gunfight to the vert, and then they also had a flank through Palpatine, who's been excellent this game so far. He got the flank off either using the route cam information or just using the noise or the information from his teammates. They come perfectly on when he can flank, and he flanked at a perfect time, got the pick off. But that is poor from TEMPR, because I've got to say, you need to be having that flank drone to be able to know when a player is going for it. They don't have those default drones down, and I think that's really what cost them that round. And another thing, they need to be able to adapt to what US Army are throwing at them. Every single round, it feels like US Army are always swinging for the fences, always in those first 5 seconds trying to get that opening pick, trying to be the aggressive people, using the tempo, using the map to their advantage, and TEMPR don't really look like they've adapted too well to that. Even in that first round, which yes, they won, they lost so many picks early on because of that aggressive playstyle that is benefiting US Army
10
so
seconds
well.
left before
Positive
insertion.
for TEMPR is the fact that they have been able to get those 2 rounds they needed, and they still have an opportunity to get their third.
They do. I'm still saying 5 doubloons on 3-3 at this point. So, don't let me down, TEMPR. Do not let me down. Otherwise, I'm gonna be real disappointed in you. I'm gonna be
And
real
doubloonless.
disappointed.
A really big
Absolutely
coming
doubloonless.
right up.
Absolutely. I only had 5 to start with. I bet it all.
And it's not looking good for your doubloons as Palpatine gets the opening pick with a jump or just a run out and then tries to get a second with that C4, does not land. But again, he is the man aggressing early, being a nuisance, and he gives his life away though. Hoshi gets the pick back onto the Valk. You may be thinking, why do that? Why is he just giving his life away? I was going to question why Pin did that. I was thinking about Palpatine's fine, he'll go for the run out, get maybe a pick, get the information, and then he can just be the camera person who sticks on cams the entire time, giving the information away for the defenders to work with. But I've got to say that's a bad swing by Pin because he doesn't need to do that, and that's where this aggression can sometimes be more of a hindrance to US Army, because if TEMPR just sit back, play like rock-style siege, really passive siege, to play up against the scissor siege, that's just a super aggressive siege, it will then pay off for TEMPR in the long run.
It certainly will. As a matter of fact, which is why I think US Army, they have begun to switch up their approach a little bit when it comes to, you know, holding off on being such a passive team, right? They're beginning to show their fangs a little bit early round, but they know how to balance that with being passive late round. Speaking of being passive, Diffuser's going down. Fighter's the last remaining player left up on the board. And in a 1v3 situation where the bomb is now down, and since the player of TEMPR knows exactly where Fighter is sitting. This is a really hard position for a player with the SMG to be in. That's not going to stop them from getting a kill. That's 1 kill off the board out of 3, looking for their second. And just as much as the players of TEMPR know where the US Army is, US Army knows exactly where the players of TEMPR are as well. Geek Chicken Joe, the last remaining players up on the board, but only about 10 seconds. And as it ticks down to 7, and no, we will not see a round 1 for Fighter. But a very good attempt.
It was a great attack. They just sat back and made US Army push into them. They realized US Army are being super aggressive. They are giving us these fights in the early round. Let's make them push onto us, and we just hold the angles, wait for them to swing us, and get those free picks on the board. And I love that they were also able to get the bomb down that round. They were able to realize, hey, this last remaining player just killed one of our teammates from inside this room. He has not left. We've been holding his cutoff. Let's just take site and plant. They knew where the final players were, and they were able to take the bomb site and plant down. And lucky for you, you get those 5 doubloons. The bet works out in your favor.
I've now doubled my doubloons. I've got 10 now. So it's going
I'm
all
now
or
bankrupt.
nothing on this defense half. I'm gonna place 10 doubloons on. Okay, let me think. I'm going to say 7-5. TEMPR wins it 7-5.
I don't think that's a
That is
bad
not to say
bet.
that I have a
think TEMPR
bias.
looks great in this game. You know what? Because of that, I'm going 7-5 US Army.
Wow.
Attackers
Wow.
All in on
need to
Palpatine.
locate bombs.
All in on Palpatine.
Wow. Going all in on Palpatine. Not even on Louis? Not even on MCQ2?
All Palpatine. That's my boy.
Oh, Palpatine. Oh, Palpatine. You're a Palpatine fanboy?
Oh, okay. I wouldn't go fanboy. He's a great player, and I think he's proving it in this game. I think all the players right now in the server, other than Geek, but also Geek's job is not being showed a lot on board, but he's opened like every single breach. He got the defuse round, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think he is the IGL for the team. Again, I could be wrong, but that sounds right, so...
No, I do have to say, Deke is like the ultimate support.
Yeah.
For this team, so...
I dare you to come closer. I dare you.
You don't need to get kills if you're carrying the team. Emotionally. And mentally. And leadershipally. And supportively. And all of those other ways to like them. What's going on with the Twitch up too? Haven't we seen the Twitch up 2 yet before? I don't think we have. That would be because US Army has not been on attack yet.
I also, another thing we also haven't seen this game that's being brought out this round is going to be the Clash. I think, obviously everyone knows how good of an operator Clash is. Down an entire room by just placing your shield down. But opening pick, iFighter, take down Valon. That's such a great pick to get off early on. It gives you roster control, and obviously the Keepers, they slowly come back over and over time. So it just really helps the attack and just make sure that isn't in the favor. iFighter takes some damage, Geek takes some damage. Geek actually goes down to Palpatine, and now US Army have such a good advantage in their first attacking round.
That is a pretty incredible advantage for them to have. I mean, setting the pace, right? That's what they've been good at, even on their defenses. I feel like you can do well on your defenses, you got the momentum, you can definitely keep it going on your offenses. And speaking of momentum, we've got someone to shut it down so far. Chicken Joe getting the 2 necessary to even out those odds, but not quite, unfortunately. It's still a 2v1. US Army does have the numbers on Koshi thus far, but we know Koshi's been in clutch situations before and has proved to be that factor necessary for TEMPR to win out the round. Fuse is going to start going down, and we see 1 kill off the board. That's Louis from afar. Now second to get Fighter off just as well. What is in the air tonight for Koshi? What is in this man's water?
We have to bow down to the king that is Koshi. Because first round of attack, 1v4. First round of defense, 1v3. What?
This guy is mainline in pre-workout. That's all I'm saying.
He's the main character.
This guy is... He's the main character of the story. Koshi's world, and we're just living in it. Okay.
The thing I love though in that clutch, at least in the final couple seconds, was he gets the kill, a disgusting kill onto Twitch. And then most players will be like, okay, I need to stop the plant quickly, would run and try to kill the planter, but he instead runs, but then ducks behind the shield. He's like, this is here for a reason, I'm going to use this to my advantage, gets behind it, and then when iFighter goes up to try and peek the person that he thinks is sprinting at him, he's behind basically a portable mirror window, and gets a free pick on his favor. Koshi is TEMPR's hero right now, and that's not even, like, that's an understatement, to be honest.
And honestly, I mean, the pure survival instinct to just do that, to be like, screw it, I'm running to the shield, is kind of crazy. Plus the timing, mind you, because if Koshi had been peeked, quite literally just a millisecond prior to running behind that shield, the round's over. It's done, it's dusted, that's dead, right? But the perfect timing on that, knowing, okay, I'm not going to get peeked in this second, but I am about to be peeked, so I need to run for the shield. Impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. Speaking of impeccable, we got a glass on the board. I love a good glass, especially for a site like EXO. It definitely tells me that we're going to be seeing a horizontal-esque take. And plus, I mean, we don't have a Ram on the board at this point. We do have a Zoe on the board, and we have Ashe with the breach target and the breach gadget, so there is something to fall back on for vert control. Considering, plus we also have Raptor's control being taken by Palpatine, so we can assume at least some vert presence, but I would say the glass definitely points to horizontal presence as well.
Definitely, there's so much vert being controlled by TEMPR right now. You see how much vertical they've got in so many different moves, and they're just going to go for this fast site hit right now. You see US Army prepping up, getting ready to just bust open that wall, get the smokes in, get the diffuser down in that situation, but with the vertical control established by TEMPR, this should be an instant lockout. You see the shots go out instantly, but Valen is actually the man to get the opening pick. Another pick
Attacker's
instantly
bomb
traded though by
diffuser has been
MCQT, but again, the vertical control is still in the favor of TEMPR. This is lazy from US Army. You need to make sure you have that in your favor. You can't just be like, okay, we're taking side, let's ignore the vert, because that will punish you. Geek is the man that actually got the finish off, not the actual kill. He still owns 5, sadly, for him. But Fighter, Luvi, they're stuck in a room, and Valen gets a triple on their head. Finally taken out. Can Fighter do what we saw Koshi do in 2 other rounds? Clutch out a 1v3.
I just don't think it's happening. I mean, you've got vertical pressure coming down on you. You've got the smoke canisters heading in for you. The team knows where you are. The crosses are placed. It's essentially a kill box down there, so. Yes, exit. Ah, whatever.
No, it's Anima.
Basement. Animus. Yeah, I'm messing up calls. Whatever. Point is,
He gets
got the
one, but
cross.
again,
Exactly.
Koshi there again.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think I have to agree with you though. It was just simply an unforced error on the side of U.S. Army, right? You have to have your vert in place before you take horizontal control. I mean, that is the simplest basic foundation of comp play, right? You have to have everything in place before you make that execute happen. Right? You cannot just cause chaos by running into the objective, expecting glass
Attackers
to
need to
save you,
locate and
expecting
defuse
sheer
bomb.
numbers to save you, because you're going to have somebody looking down at you, looking
Attackers
at your
have
every
located a
move,
bomb.
waiting for you to walk into the spot they expect you to be in. You know? I mean, you can have the most intel, you can have the fanciest gadgets on your side, and yet still lose if you don't have that vert control with your U.S. Army. TEMPR, I mean, hats off to them for holding it down, but I think that round was mostly lost by US Army.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. It looked like what US
10
Army
seconds remaining.
tried to do at least was they had one person actually do go above, and as soon as they
seconds
hit the go buttons for the execute, that's when that single player would go and cause some havoc on the people that you think would only be holding the vert. But the thing is, the player in sight slowed down the execute, which then meant the single player above, which was Palpatine, had to actually face guns he did not expect to be up against him, which then forced him to go down, and then all the people will return back to the vertical, stop the execute from happening, because of the single player in sight just slowing them down a little bit by just putting some pot shots into the thermite as that smoke went down. But going on to this round, they are getting the vertical this time round out. They get that IT breach open, stumbling over my words, but they get it open. They now cannot play above that main site area, and they can then take a little bit around about the horizontal as Palp gets the first over big Geek, not having a great game right now in terms of kills.
That Ram drone wasn't having a great day there either, it seems. Yeah, Geek, very unfortunate, going 0-7. I mean, I feel pity for the man. I feel genuine, honest pity. Louis is going to find himself in a precarious situation, hopping in on that window. There seems to be some crosses being held on the player of Ram, but Deimos, in the same moment, is going to be deleted off the round. Huge kill for the side of TEMPR. Even further.
Another huge kill that wasn't talked about, but also Monty did go down, I think, right after Geek to Koshi. So I don't know how, but the Monty going down is massive for the centers.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, for Raptors control, for Aqua control, any sort of control that U.S. Army is trying to take from TEMPR, you're going to have a much harder time doing it now, because now you're going to have to face gunfights. You won't be able to get that intel so freely. You're definitely going to have to brush up on that drone economy, which is not looking so good for U.S. Army at this point. And now you're in a 2v4, not looking so hot for this team.
I felt so bad for Palpatine just then, because he either faced the shotgun from the Mute, or he faced the shotgun from the Legion. They had a totem pole of shotguns. Unfortunately, Valen does get a little bit over-aggressive, go for that ego swing, and so does Chicken Joe Roxo. And then Koshi also goes down. So with looking at maybe around those definitely stays before TEMPR to win it out, fall to the favor of the side of the attackers, and they've now got space to go for this plant as Fighter gets into sight, takes a couple of shots from Tweedy, but he then goes below. The plant is now being established. Do they have the information? It doesn't look like they do. Never mind. He's going back above. No, they don't have the information. He thought they did, but they don't. He's now planting on top of the shelf. He can't even stop him if he wanted to, and the plant is going to be going down. Now we're looking at a post-plant situation. Tweedy, can he clutch it against the two low health players of US Army?
It's definitely not impossible for this player, but you are so far away from the diffuser. Time is ticking down. You cannot be hasty with this retake, but at the same time, you gotta be quick with it, right? And Louis already knew that defender Temper was walking right up those stairs, and it's gonna be round 1 for US Army, bumping us up to a 4-5 score line.
Doesn't feel like teams like winning an advantage in this game so far, because we've seen US Army throw 2 different rounds with great advantage in the rounds, over a 2v4 or no, it was a 1v3 and a 1v4 they had, or technically the other way around, but 4v1, 3v1, and we just saw then a 4v2 with TEMPR could have just went down, given up the control, and just played the site, especially with the amount of time that was remaining. It was like 30 seconds, but US Army have got to give props to them. They were able to isolate their ones you see here, just maybe a little bit overswinging, but they were able to isolate their ones as 2 individual players, then realized, hey, there's only a player on site, let me just take site, let me go for the plant, and they did that. They got the plant down, and even with then Tweedy trying to go below, get those lucky shotgun shells through the floor, he was like, okay, I'm just going to plant on top of something, and then they win the round out of the post plant. Sloppy from TEMPR, but great situation awareness for US Army to punish TEMPR's mistakes. And the second ban's coming out. Clash comes out for US Army. Only played once by TEMPR, but did come to great effect, getting 2 kills themselves on the Clash. And then obviously the Clash show being instrumental in that 1v1 finale kill. And then Deimos is a great operator, either for roam clearing or just going below and just being a nuisance to the defenders.
10 seconds to go.
Indeed. Twitch to Twitch! I like the 6 pick going on for US Army. They really reinventing the wheel with that one. Twitch. F2 to F2. Different perspective for sure for US Army.
Hot breach!
Or Rooney! Rooney's gonna be playing. I'm not entirely sure how many rounds Rooney has been played thus far, but I feel like she's a bit of a newer op pick. Same thing with Mira, for sure. Mira's definitely somewhat newer in the rotation of operators that we have seen so far, especially because Mira was taken out of the rotation.
Check his PC. just
check
wallbang
his
Palpatine. Curious where this Monty is going to be going.
I like the Mira window.
D4 does go off. There's a little bit of damage to the Monty. Stays alive and takes another explosive to the face. Still stays alive. I think it was only an impact actually that went out for him the second time, but that little damage is important against the Monty, because you'll be going for those foot shots, those arm shots, trying to take him out, and then eventually maybe that second impact from the Goyo will land out, will take him out, because it's the only thing you have left in the pocket that you will be preying on to get rid of this Monty, because both C4s are gone, the Aruni gates are being dissipated slowly, and obviously I don't think the Monty's going to be walking into a Aruni gate. But despite losing that first pick, US Army are doing a great job in pushing all the defenders back to site, and then they get the pick back. Pin takes down the player who was below, but he doesn't know about the second one. Koshi takes his teammates back, and then Tweedy gets another pick back, and then they pressure Monty, and there's nothing he can do. He gets his first pick!
Huge, by the way. Huge! First kill! First kill. Welcome to the game, brother. Welcome to the game, brother.
That's the best response from Geek. That's the best response from Geek. I'm 1-7, but you're still I'm not. I don't know if I can. I'm not gonna swear. I'm
You're
professional.
still dog.
But you know what
You're
he
still
said.
Dog. You're still dog, Buns.
Yeah.
U.S. Army has done what other teams in this league have not done thus far against TEMPR, which has gained more than 3 rounds against this team. So, either way, if they're going home with the loss, hats off to them. They've made history in this league. Hoshi, finish out the round. Anything? Hoshi's been finishing off the round quite a lot. I would love to see a statistic on how many rounds Hoshi has gotten the round-winning kill in.
It's probably a lot. I think entry pick could also be a good snack, 'cause I think Hoshi has done great in both departments. I think overall, he's been good in every single part of the round. We see the mid round, he's helping out his team. We saw just then the mid round area, he got the refrag on the person below. He had the heads up play
Attackers
to
need to
then
locate and
retake the
defuse
space, and
bombs.
the attacker just never would expect a second player to be exactly the way he just killed the first. And obviously the late round is where he's definitely shined. We've seen him do a 1v4 and a 1v3. But now, US Army, you said they've done more than what other teams have been doing, but that's not what they're looking for. They are looking for the win. But the funny part is, the fact that more than 3 rounds is a good thing against TEMPR just shows how dominant they've been out throughout this league. They've been so great, and US Army, whereas you're right, they've done great, that's not what they want, and I think this will be a round that defines it. Yes, because it's match point, but also because how lazy their take was last time. They ignored the vert, they ignored trying to clear any roamers, and I think that's where they're going to have to change out. I think, looking at the lineup, it may be another quick play, which may warrant something just different needing to happen, but the difference is Palpatine's not going to be in the Ash, he's going to be on the knock, which means he'll be able to get past those cameras, get past the people figuring out where he's pushing from, and then actually maybe achieve a good flank on those players that are holding that vertical. And obviously the Monty as
I
well
am interested
stops
to
the
see-
vert from shooting him in the back.
Yes, I am interested to see how Palpatine can make some waves in this round. Truly. Truly and absolutely. Because we do need a player to change the tides of this round, but also of this game. I mean, US Army, they're on match point against TEMPR right now. Their backs against the wall. They need to win this round in order to secure that overtime. And, I mean, US Army, they are going to want to go for the win. So that's honestly not out of the question for them. I could definitely see that happening. They just have to make the right moves. Do the right thing. Backwards plant, though. Monty's going to be going in. Looks like 2-0. Absolutely no pressure coming for the Monty. But Plant's gonna go down, still a 2v4 situation. TEMPR has been able to take control thus far of the bomb, and with the diffuser, the Plant.
But does he open the cast barricade? He needs to open that cast barricade. Okay, he does.
Oh!
But it doesn't matter. Shotgun to his face.
So
What?
close.
Chicken joke! He could already
So
died 7 times.
close. So
We keep
close,
stats chicken,
yet so
Joe.
far.
I like the adaptations
Closing
though
the
of bringing
book.
the Monty, of putting someone above to then like the lurk of the knock was good, the Monty was good, but the thing is, as soon as they realized, oh, it's a Monty in a glass, that's all power. They had 4 people powering those 2 operators, and they were able to take them out, and then because of that situation, because the glass being off the board, the Monty being off the board, the post plant was nothing. They didn't have a proper post plant to sit behind because of the fact vertical was still side just by TEMPR. All they had was going outside breach and then holding at long angle. Then the wall was reinforced. So he had to use his nades, which he got a kill with the nades somehow, opened the cast barricade, and then got met with a shotgun. So in the end, very unfortunate for US Army in that final round. I thought it was a good attack, but TEMPR, they showed why they're the top dog in this group at least. They are able to walk away with another W.
It's very, very, very unfortunate for US Army Esports, and all my doubloons are gone at this point. They didn't even get that 5th round that I wanted them to get. So deeply unfortunate. Sad for me. Sad for US Army Esports. Great for TEMPR, though. Great, absolutely great for them. They've been on fire tonight. First with the 7-1, and now with the 7-4. They obviously had a little bit more competition on that second game, this Nighthaven match. But I would say that that first match was a little bit of a warm-up for them. They were just getting started. I liked their stamina throughout these two games. And just what a dominant team. I mean, a dominant team doing what a dominant team does, which is winning. So, again, have to hand it to them. U.S. Army Esports, they tried their heart out, but again, with those unforced errors, the lack of adaptation from them, and consistently losing those ones, losing the post plant, it's not a good look, right? You have to polish out those rough edges if you want to win against a team that has been so deeply, deeply consistent, even now with the sub. I mean, Koshi, come on, the man shining through for this team, the dark horse of this roster. What an incredible player so far.
Yeah, as the newest player, that's how you want to put your name on the map. I mean, just looking at stats right there, an amazing KD with nearly a 20 bomb, positive on the entry, and then like in a best of one, an 81% cost is insane. That's an amazing cost. Overall, all the stats across the board are the highest in the entire lobby. So you've got to put it up for him. An amazing game coming out from him. And throughout TEMPR as well, they all had a great game. Geek, obviously, you look at the stats there. Maybe it looks like he had a bad game, but I think overall his leadership and I think the way he was able to play that hard spot role perfectly, over getting the bomb down, open up those walls, I think he himself did actually have a good game.
I mean, yeah, right? Kills aren't everything for a team, and if you are carrying in other departments, then it doesn't quite matter what kills you're getting up on the board. But I do have to say, kills are nice. So, L Geek. L for your brother. I
mean, yeah, you can't make a montage out of plants.
Or out of exothermic charges. So, think about that before your next game. Think about that. No, what an incredible game, all in all, for TEMPR. And if you don't have any lasting comments, I think we'll say adieu. We'll say goodbye.
That's it for me. I've loved casting with you. I think it's our first time casting together, and I think I've loved every minute of it.
Well, thank you so much, Milo. And to the audience, it was a great few matches. Love casting with Bianca, love casting with Milo, and everybody have a wonderful night, and we will see you soon.